This past week's news cycle perfectly demonstrated how reality hits different when you see it firsthand. People kept saying they knew things were real, but witnessing it unfold was like experiencing a whole new level of authenticity that caught everyone off guard.
Remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen.
My first investment was real estate.
Wow.
I went from commercial real estate, huge, skyscrapers actually. So I own, actually what I own.
You're bragging now.
No, I'm not bragging.
Now you're bragging.
Trevor Noah recently dissected Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s shocking $402 million real estate claim and exposed serious inconsistencies about what the boxing legend actually controls. His bold statements regarding the outright purchase of numerous Manhattan properties don't align with accessible public documentation. The specifics surrounding this massive announcement have sparked broader allegations that Floyd Mayweather potentially overstated his involvement in the transaction. These accusations stem from verifiable documentation and publicly accessible records that anyone can examine.
You know what's crazy? People are always in my fucking business, worried about what I'm doing, what Floyd is doing, what Floyd ain't doing, what I do got, what I don't got.
Throughout the past year, Floyd Mayweather Jr. has been actively promoting a fresh business-focused direction encompassing supplements, high-end fashion alcohol brands, and most recently upscale real estate investments. Yet, what he's presented to the public doesn't completely align with insider reports and behind-the-scenes information. He recently unveiled what he characterized as the most significant business deal of his entire career. Through an Instagram video, the 48-year-old confidently displayed what he claimed was his freshly obtained collection of 62 rental units situated in Upper Manhattan.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah.
It don't point like this because all of them. We're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on. You know what I'm doing?
He stated the structures, including their ground-level commercial spaces, were entirely his property without any external investors or business collaborators participating. He framed it as another demonstration of making intelligent financial moves and motivated his audience by explaining they could similarly reach this success level through strategic decisions. He announced his company Veda Properties had acquired the complete collection for $402 million. The declaration immediately drew widespread attention, and numerous fans celebrated what seemed like a significant transition from boxing into major real estate investment.
To my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong.
He emphasized having zero partners and claimed complete ownership of every commercial space within those structures. However, after delivering that declaration, the narrative quickly encountered intense examination. New York City's public property documentation subsequently revealed no proof that any transaction had occurred. Not one of the 62 structures had formally transferred ownership. Real estate professionals noted such records typically get updated shortly following any completed deal. This sparked worries that either the transaction hadn't actually finalized, or the agreement was significantly more restricted than he portrayed.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Here is what Floyd Mayweather.
Officials from the NYC Housing Partnership connected to multiple properties through affordability contracts verified they received no notification of any ownership change. During standard procedures, they would be directly engaged in such processes. In this situation, they confirmed no communication had been received. An anonymous source knowledgeable about the matter who demanded confidentiality due to privacy limitations revealed that Mayweather hadn't bought the complete buildings. Instead, he allegedly secured a smaller interest with potential for future ownership expansion. Whether he'll ever finalize total acquisition remains unclear.
36 months with one of my new investments, I would be making $300 million a month.
What investment is that?
In real estate. I'm heavy in real estate. Even though I got a lot of cash, OPM. You don't always have to use your money. That's why it's very important for y'all to make.
Despite these uncertainties, Black Spruce Management, controlling most buildings, issued a statement calling Mayweather a dependable collaborator who has met all commitments thus far. Their language implied his connection to the venture, though not necessarily matching his public representation. Meanwhile, the Orbach Group, sharing ownership of certain properties, has maintained complete silence. Based on Trevor Noah's investigation, CEO Meyer Orbach hasn't acknowledged numerous inquiries. The circumstances grew more peculiar when Isle Frist introduced someone claiming to be James McNair during a telephone conversation.
That things may not be how they seem. So a couple weeks back, I talked about it here on the show. Floyd Mayweather said he dropped $402 million on 62 Manhattan rental buildings. But Business Insider went and did the research. They did their Googles, and they said they couldn't find any receipts that this is true. There were no deed transfers, no public records, nothing. They made some phone calls to owners, and they could not find any information regarding this.
Yet that person's voice reportedly didn't correspond with verified McNair recordings, and he declined to offer comprehensive on-record responses. Nevertheless, the unidentified individual maintained the deal had concluded. He alleged Mayweather possessed personal ties to affordable housing due to his background, and explained the investment aimed to help communities while generating returns. While this reasoning appears beneficial, numerous questions stay unresolved without additional clarification provided. Mayweather's legal team has also remained quiet, with no official statement released, despite repeated media inquiries. This represents just the newest development in his transition from boxing into business ventures.
One of the best investments that I did was New York real estate. So it started off with 7 figures, and I was getting a certain amount of money every month. When I first gave them $5 million, I was getting $50,000 a month. So I said, yo, the money kept coming on the 18th every month. 50,000 would come in. I still was competing, I still was fighting, I still was active, and I still was making crazy money.
Throughout recent years, Floyd Mayweather Jr. has frequently been associated with substantial real estate assertions, though many prove challenging to confirm. One instance reaches back over a decade when he attended a New York Knicks game and allegedly sat alongside prominent property investors Jeff Sutton and Andrew Mathias. Trevor reported this encounter evolved into a continuing partnership, with both later advising Floyd on market entry. Trevor additionally referenced a 2022 podcast where Floyd claimed that with assistance from Al Heyman and trusted business connections, he invested $5 million in commercial property, generating $50,000 monthly profits. He also claimed stakes in One Vanderbilt, and subsequently another spokesperson said Floyd invested $88 million across roughly 20 loans via SL Green Realty, though no official documentation verified this.
I love bringing people into my lifestyle, showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City.
Oh, embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is
According to Trevor Noah's research, the narrative extends back further still. During a 2014 investor conference, Mark Holliday referenced Mayweather, describing him as a dedicated company supporter. Floyd responded favorably during the call, but specific investment amounts weren't addressed. He has also mentioned investing in 611W companies, though. When reporters reached senior executives, no response was given. He also featured a 1196 Avenue of the Americas on his corporate website among his holdings, but public records indicate the building hasn't transferred ownership.
Made somewhere upwards of $800 million, and my money is still making money. And as far as in real estate, I made smart investments. And I can think I got somewhere upwards of $1.2 billion in real estate as of right now, but just smart investments. Like I said before, I'm just truly blessed, and I'm thankful for all the people that went out and bought pay-per-view all those years.
What about the TMT gear? That's selling great.
I think right now with the money team and the movement, we're making
What Joe Rogan observes isn't someone struggling or directionless. He recognizes a person who has mastered maintaining prosperity, or at minimum projecting its appearance in a society that rapidly abandons former celebrities. The extravagant lifestyle exhibition matches and property assertions all appear as elements of an elaborate show. It's no longer exclusively about boxing, but about remaining visible. In a culture that frequently forgets retired champions, Mayweather seems committed to staying relevant. That might be his genuine challenge currently. Oscar de la Hoya openly criticized him, stating Floyd is a legend who should cease embarrassing himself with exhibitions and concentrate on preserving his reputation.
Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets.
Yet those remarks were harsh and intensely personal. They seem to strike a vulnerable spot since few matters are more important to Mayweather than how his reputation is perceived. He replied online with a message that felt less like a response and more like a manifesto. His statement clarified that retirement for him means liberation, not vanishing. Liberation to profit on his conditions and compete against anyone he selects whenever he desires, while still earning millions. He explained retirement isn't about reducing activity, but about living precisely as he chooses. He emphasized building this lifestyle through years of effort and sees no justification to stop controlling his achievements.
Where did you get that business sense? Because you surpassed everybody in boxing and sports and everything in general. I'm watching you as like, you bigger than the NFL franchise.
You know, every time I got around my billionaire buddies, I was more like, it's cool to come over your house, but I need a house like this. It's cool to ride on your yacht, but I need a yacht like this. It's cool to ride on your jet, but I want a jet like this. And I said, no, I don't want to ride on yours. You show me how to get it. You can't be my friend if you can't show me how to get it. Once they show me how to get it, then I can install it in my children.
If you understand Mayweather, you know he wasn't finished after one reply. He continued with more forceful messages targeting critics, labeling them envious, resentful, and fixated. That's quintessential Floyd, straightforward, unrepentant, and totally unrestrained. He also implied many people become preoccupied with others' lives because they're unhappy with their own circumstances. Yet the conversation grew beyond simple social media disputes. He leveraged the opportunity to address race, prosperity, legacy, and how retired athletes are typically expected to quietly disappear. His subsequent statement emphasized the identical theme that he plans to function according to his standards regardless of criticism.
In the beginning, you know, I feel like people was rooting for me, wanted the best for me. And the more and more as I accomplished more and kept accomplishing things, then you start seeing like different things. Then you start saying, he's a wife beater, or he's not that smart, or you hear so many different things. And I just feel like, okay, you're entitled to believe whatever you want.
Society expects athletes to lose everything, not accumulate more. They expect entertainment, not self-control. I'm transforming that through my choices and my resources. That essentially captured Mayweather's perspective. He highlighted a reality that holds some truth, since boxing has an extensive track record of champions becoming financially ruined after retiring. His stance is straightforward. He refuses to join their ranks and believes he's changing that narrative. Public opinion stays split. Some consider his exhibition contest intelligent business choices where he collects enormous payments with minimal actual danger. They view his matches against influencers and crossover competitors as maintaining control while continuing to create substantial revenue.
Some of the biggest artists, you wouldn't even know, because my name don't have to be on everything.
I have to be the marquee.
Yeah, because sometimes if you put your name on certain things, you got people that's gonna be jealous. So sometimes I was like, I don't have to have my name on it to collect the check.
How much is it?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane.
Here's to another year, champ. Happy birthday, and keep living life on your terms.
That's how we do it. That is sick, dude.
But wow. You gotta show him what he's saying. Just another ordinary day, chilling in an EWB Rolls Royce. For those that don't know what an EWB is, that's an extended wheelbase Rolls Royce. I need the leg. I know I ain't that tall, about 5'8.5", some days 5'9", but it is what it is. chilling, sitting right here watching the Thriller in Manila, Ali versus Frazier documentary. Come check it out. We got options, options, options. I got about 100 cars. But right here, we like to call this the Sweet 16. Lambo, Ferrari, 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 Lambo, Maybach, a Maybach, whatever you want to call it. Trunks alone, 30 million, just with the patches on my trunks, that's 30 million alone. So who's really the smartest one in the sport of boxing? And they say, well, it's not all about the money. Well, your kids can't eat legacy. They can eat off the currency. If you guys don't want to see me do no exhibitions, don't come, don't watch. I come on record and tell y'all, when it comes to legalized bank robbing, I'm the best.
The conversation has evolved beyond flashy investments and questionable business partnerships. Some now wonder whether Mayweather's public display of enormous wealth exceeds the actual reality supporting it. With property assertions that don't completely match public documentation and continuing questions surrounding specific business connections, some suspect the image of unshakable success might not be as secure as it seems. Throughout boxing circles, people are watching more carefully. For some, this represents a cautionary tale that even massive earnings can be weakened by questionable choices. For others, it's simply another segment in a career that has consistently combined remarkable accomplishment with perpetual controversy.